لائف ہو گیا.
جی جزاکم اللہ. جی السلام علیکم ورحمۃ اللہ وبرکاتہ. By the grace of Allah Ta'ala, we are starting our program with the title Blessings of Khilafat. I request Adil Ahmed Sahib to start with recitation of the Holy Quran along with the translation.
السلام علیکم ورحمۃ اللہ وبرکاتہ. اعوذ باللہ من الشیطان الرجیم. بسم اللہ الرحمن الرحیم. وعد اللہ الذین آمنوا منکم وعملوا الصالحات ليستخلفنهم في الأرض كما استخلف الذين من قبلهم وليمكنن لهم دينهم الذي ارتضى لهم وليبدلنهم من بعد خوفهم أمنا يعبدونني لا يشركون بي شيئا ومن كفر بعد ذلك فأولئك هم الفاسقون. Now I shall present the English translation of Surah Al-Nur, verse number 56. In the name of Allah, the gracious, the very merciful. Allah has promised to those among you who believe and do good works that He will surely make them successors in the earth, as He made successors from among those who were before them, and that He will surely establish for them their religion which He has chosen for them, and that He will surely give them in exchange security and peace after their fear. They will worship me, and they will not associate anything with me. Then whosoever disbelieves after that, they will be the rebellious.
Jazakum Allah ta'ala ahsan al-jazaa. My dear brothers, assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. I'm very happy to speak to you all tonight and welcome you all to the program titled Blessings of Khilafat. I know that we are all aware of the current circumstances of the COVID-19, and every day there are thousands of new cases, and we know the death toll continues to rise. But it may well be so that this era of social isolation may last longer than just a few weeks. This unprecedented pandemic has reached globally. Institutions of all sorts and kinds of every nature have shut down. However, I want us to realize one thing, that despite the circumstances that happen in our lives, especially in conflict and adversity, we can make the choice about how we want to react. One hand, we see reports of individuals on the news where people are fighting for resources in stores, and where some individuals are stocking up in essential supplies such as toilet paper and sanitizer, only to sell them for an absurd markup. We have to decide how we will react, how we will act, and our decisions are a manifestation of our character. But the thing is that it is our decision. The purpose of this talk is that it will provide a platform where you are continuing to maintain regular contact with Majlis Sudam Al Ahmadiyya Canada and serves to develop your spiritual focus. We have chosen for tonight's theme Blessings of Khilafat because we can all witness how we are all directly benefiting from the leadership of Hazur Anwar Ayyadahullah Ta'ala bin Nasr al-Aziz. May Allah be his helper. And in moments like these, we need to stop, we need to pause, and we need to reflect and think about the impact that Khilafat is having in our direct lives. We are so fortunate that we have a leader that is providing guidance, clarity, and direction in a world that is riddled with confusion, hysteria, and panic. We are uniform in our obedience to Khilafat. And this is exactly why, during this time period of crisis, we are taking actions and initiatives such as the Hidmat Hal campaign, Neighborhood Helper, in the spirit of Hidmat Halq, and draw the public attention towards our Creator through our God campaign on social media. These are all blessings of Khilafat. I would like to now introduce our respected, very dear speaker, respected Maulana Mubarak Nazir Sahib. He is an extremely distinguished missionary. He has an extreme wealth of experience spanning over decades and has served as a missionary in various parts of the world, including Africa, and previously served as a missionary in charge in Canada. We are so grateful to respected Maulana Mubarak Nazir Sahib for spending this time with us tonight. There will be a question answer session at the end of the keynote address, and members are requested to post or text your questions on the number which is going to be posted on the screen. And I repeat it here, 647-863-6017. We will also post the number on the screen, and questions will be taken after the address of Mubarak Nazir Sahib. Assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum assalam wa rahmatullah.
जी आप शुरू कर सकते हैं. जी शुरू कर सकते हैं.
I have lived for many years in Africa, especially in Sierra Leone. And once from Africa, Sierra Leone, my wife and I came to Pakistan. And we heard that Hazur is gone to Bourbon. Bourbon is near Murray. And so we traveled over there and went to, it was Friday. And it was said that Hazur does not meet people on Fridays. But when I was going back, then somebody went and told Hazur that Mubarak Nazir Sahib and his wife have come. And so Hazur said, no, call them back. So we came back and Hazur spoke to us very, very lovingly. Hazur was without a turban and was just in a very jovial mood, and he welcomed us so beautifully. And then Hazur said that let me go and introduce you to Phuppi Jan, that is Hazrat Nawab Mubaraka Begum Sahiba. So he took my wife to Nawab Mubaraka Begum Sahiba. And she asked my wife that Maulana Nazir Masab Ali, how many children he has. He said he has 6 children and they're all sons. And she said, has anybody done the Waqf-e-Zindagi? My wife said, my husband is working as the principal of an Ahmadiyya secondary school. Nawab Mubaraka Begum Sahiba said, no. Has somebody sacrificed his life? क्या किसी ने जिंदगी वक़फ़ की है, तो वो इसकी वजह से मैंने फौरन जाकर जिंदगी वक़फ़ का जो फॉर्म था वो भरा और अपने सेफ में रख दिया कि अगर मैं इस दौरान मर भी जाऊं तो वो टेस्टिमनी हो कि मैंने अपनी ज़िंदगी वक़फ़ की हुई है। तो ये अल्लाह ताला का फजल और एहसान है कि मुझे ये मौका मिला। अफ्रीका में there are a lot of challenges in Africa. Now today we pick up a tumbler of water and drink it, and there clean water was very difficult to. And sometimes a missionary's kit was that he would always have an alum, bhatkadi isko kehte hain. So in a tumbler they would put bhatkali, and all the suspended matter will go down, and then the missionary will drink. They will drink that water. Sometimes, in there was a water well, and near our house, and we often went over there to drink water, to get water. So once I was there, and one of our students put a bucket in the well, and water came, and there was a snake in the bucket, a small water snake. So with just a small stick, they threw the snake away, and we were drinking. So virtually, we have drank soap water, snake, and this was those were difficult days. And sometimes a missionary would always have a cloth. They would put it before the tumbler and then drink the water. When Hazrat Nawab Mubaraka Begum Sahiba, I am a Waqf-e Zindagi as a direct, desire of Hazrat Nawab Mubaraka Begum Sahiba. And this is how I dedicated my life. Once I remember that I was in Sierra Leone, and I wanted to ask Hazur, Hazrat Khalifatul Masih Salas, for a tabarrak. I thought that I was hesitant, and I did not, I was afraid that he is traveling and he has a limited clothes with him. So I was hesitant. And I remember that I was cleaning the office, and I was we were about to vacate the premises when I saw that Hazur also came, and Hazur had his shirt, iron shirt, and he had it in his hand, and he said he gave it to me, and he said, Mubarak, ye aapke liye hai. Mubarak, this is for you. So I have that shirt with me, and inshallah ta'ala, I have instructed that at my demise, I should be decorated with that shirt which Hazur gave me. We have, with Khulafa, we have had many incidents. Once I was going to Sierra Leone, and in Masjid Mubarak in Rabwa, when Hazur came out, I said, Hazur, I'm going to Sierra Leone after I think 2 or 3 days. And Hazur said, oh, aapke saath to chai humne pee nahi. We did not have tea together. And so he said, if there are other missionaries or teachers who have to go back to Sierra Leone, please invite them to my house tomorrow. So the next day we all came. We were 6 or 7 people. And Hazur came, and Hazur instructed, Hazur ne farmaya कि मेरी चाय मुबारक बनाएगा. So I had this opportunity of making tea for Hazur. Hazur ने बड़ी शफकत के साथ ये फरमाया कि मेरी चाय मुबारक बनाएगा. हजूर के साथ अब आजकल बेतकल्लफी भी हो जाती थी, बहुत बेतकल्लफी. हजूर के एक बनाया था, एक there was a small pool and there were little ducks, you know, going here to there. And Hazur asked me, he said, Mubarak, can you detect the males and the females? And there were four or five of them. They were running here and there, and they were. I said, these are the males, and the other are the female. And then Hazur jokingly said, he said, Mubarak, you are allowed to marry 4. These ducks are allowed to marry 10. और मैंने मजाक से कह दिया, मैंने कहा हजूर इनकी बड़ी अयाशी है. तो हजूर बड़ा खिला कैसे. और this is how, we were sometime, with Hazur, this is how we, used to sometimes joke together as well. And Hazur, Hazrat Khalifatul Salah. Once I remember that I was standing, there were some missionary Africans who were shaking hand with Hazur. That was in Sierra Leone. And there was a brother whose name was Al-Haji Ibrahim. They used to call him Al-Haji Brahma. So he was also there. He was blind. So he came and I was standing and I was introducing each one of them. Then I said, Hazur, this is called Al-Haji Brahma. He is blind. And he whispered in my ears that I am blind. Let me ask Hazur if he allows me that I can check his face with my hands. I told Hazur. Hazur stood like a soldier, and this Pa Brahma with his 2 hands checked his forehead and his beard and also his eyes and his face and all that. And he said, now I am satisfied. Many years later, I went to this Pa Brahma's village. We had to cross it by a canoe, a small boat. And we went to his house, Pa Brahma's house, and I asked him about how he saw the face of Hazrat Khalifatul Masih Salas. I was surprised that he gave me such details that I can say that those who had eyes failed to detect that Pa Brahma, who was totally blind, was able to detect. So this is how, this people had this love and affection for Hazur. I have had many personal incidents with Hazur. I remember that once I was in Rabwa in Masjid Mahdi, near in Gol Bazaar, and Hazur came. Hazur was going for Sair, just for some outing, and all of a sudden the kafila of Hazur stopped, and Hazur took the mirror down the glass, and he called me. He said, Mubarak, Mubarak. He called me 2 or 3 times. I could never imagine that Hazur would call such a humble servant. Then I ran to him, and Hazur said, Mubarak, if you are not busy, can you sit with me and let's go for Sair? Let's go for a, and I opened the door and sat with him, with Hazur. And Hazur went, and all the way, and he was narrating many incidents. So this is, the love and affection of Hazur. When Mauli Abul Ata Sahib was also there, he was also in the kafla, and so when we were going, because of Mauli Sahib, I would keep back and let Mauli Abul Ata Sahib stay with Hazur. Then Mauli Abul Ata Sahib told me, he said, Mubarak, you come near Hazur, because every time he asks questions from you and you are at the back, you stay very near Hazur. So this is the affection that we used to enjoy with Hazur. As I have said already, I have got that shirt of Hazrat Khalifatul Masih, and I have instructed that at my demise, I should be adorned. I should be adorned with that shirt. The mission in Africa started in a way that the Lahori Jamaat sent a missionary to Sierra Leone. His name was Maulvi Ghulam Nabi. He was the secretary of Maulana Maulvi Muhammad Ali Sahib. He was his secretary and was very, very fluent in English. So my father approached him, Maulvi Naziram Sahib Ali. My father approached him. He said, you are from India and Pakistan, India, and I am also from there. So instead of deceiving these people, let us enter into a debate in public. So the man agreed. My father was very fluent in English, and of course in Urdu, and in Arabic also. He was very, very fluent. So they had a debate, and after a few encounters, the missionary was totally defeated. And he asked my father that I want to go back. Can you give me a loan so that I can go back to Pakistan, to India? My father said, okay. So they collected some money and gave this money to him. And this is how he went back to India. This is how, and without taking permission. Now look at the Ahmadiyya missionaries. Without the permission, the missionary could be torn into pieces, but he would never leave his place without the permission of the Khulafa. This is the dedication of our Ahmadi missionaries. That this is how he used to. They are totally committed and totally, dedicated. Now, by the grace of Allah Ta'ala, I'm living with my family, and you can see that I have the medicines which I take by the grace of Allah Ta'ala. I have, I remember when Hazur Khalifatul Masih came to Sierra Leone, he said in English, you are lucky that you are going to see the Khalifatul Masih, Hazrat Masih Maud's Khalifa. So this is how he welcomed. Sometimes I used to see different types of dreams. Once I saw a dream. I do not know whether I saw in my dream, I saw the grave of Hazrat Masih Maud alayhi salam. And in my dream, I saw that there were steps going inside his grave. So I went by those steps and I went inside. I do not remember what I saw, but as I was coming out, I said, I have become a Sahabi because I have seen Hazrat Masih Maud alayhi salam. So these are some of the dreams, we used to see I have seen other dreams as well, but I will not narrate all those dreams. But let me tell you that we have dedicated our life and our life with Hazrat Khalifatul Masih. I have seen the days with Hazrat Khalifatul Masih Sani. I have seen the days of Hazrat Khalifatul Masih Salis, Khalifatul Masih Rabe, and Hazrat Khalifatul Masih Khamas. May Allah Ta'ala give him long and happy life. He is so dear to us. The blessing of Allah Ta'ala has showered upon him. May Allah Ta'ala give him long life. And as I said, this is how the Sierra Leone mission was established. This missionary was sent packing, went back, and even he promised that he would send the money back for his travel, but that money never came. So may Allah Ta'ala bless you. I would request all our youngsters who are listening that we have a great blessing. And this is a great opportunity that we are living in the time of Hazrat Khalifatul Masih Khamas. And I can also say that there was a time when I was the principal of one of our schools in Sierra Leone, and Hazur Ayadullah Ta'ala was a principal of a school in Ghana. We used to call it Gold Coast. So we knew by the grace of Allah Ta'ala, once and Allah Ta'ala. May Allah Ta'ala bless us all, and may Allah Ta'ala grant us the wisdom to carry on the message of Hazur, the message of Ahmadiyyat, the message of true Islam throughout the world. Jazakallah sal jaza. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuhu.
Jazakumullahu ta'ala asnal jaza. We have just heard the keynote address by Maulana Mubarak Nazir Sahib, and I'm very grateful to him for taking the time out to join us. You join the youngsters, the new generation of Jamaat Ahmadiyya in Canada. And as mentioned earlier in the beginning of the program, we will be taking questions. There's a number of questions that have come in, and I would like to post the number. In fact, if there's any possibility, I ask the organizers to post the number on the screen, but I will repeat it. And if members can note this phone number, it is, and you can text on this number to send your questions, which will be forwarded to Maulana Sahib to answer those. So I read the number here, 647-863-6017. Again, the phone number you can text your questions on is 647-863-6017. And I request Missionary Sahib, Regional Guide Sahib, Western Brampton, Shahrukh Rizwan Abid Sahib, to read the questions one by one, those who have come in, so we can start answering those.
पहला सवाल है कि what are some ways that we can strengthen our faith in Khilafat? What are some of the ways that we can strengthen our faith in Khilafat? क्या हम Khilafat में
Don't understand. We were, whenever anything happened, any problem, we wrote to Hazur. Once I was building a mosque in Sierra Leone, and I did not have the money, and I wrote to Hazur that Hazur, Urdu में भी लिखा कि हुजूर खीसा खाली है तो मस्जिद बननी है, तो मुझे हुजूर दुआ करें। तो वो मैंने देखा कि जो मस्जिद बना रहे थे हम, the mosque that we were building, the laborers, the masons who were working, they said, you have to pay us before we continue the work. I didn't have the money, and I didn't know what to do. And I just told them, I said, you come tomorrow. So when I was leaving my house was very just opposite the school, and I saw those two masons sitting on the stairs, and I had promised them that I would give them the money. I think I had to pay them about 70 leones, but I didn't have anything. Then as my feet were very heavy, and I was worried what would happen. They are sitting, and I have promised them. As I was thinking about that, then a car came, and he came and he braked as if all the four wheels, a lot of dust. So I was about to rebuke him that he should not drive so fast. Then he opened the window and gave me $100. He said, you are building a mosque, so this is my contribution. Before I could ask who sent this, it made a U-turn and went back. I do not know who was that person. I think it was God sent. I went there and I gave them their money, and then there was about $20 left after paying them. And so I put that money in our safe. So this is how, we used to. Once when the money finished, I went to a place called Segbema, and he was a very staunch missionary, a member of the Jamaat. So I went to his place, and he saw me, and he said, he started dancing around the chair on which I was sitting. He started dancing. He said, my luck that Mauli Nazir Ahmad Ali Sahib's son has come over to me. And I told him that we are building a mosque. We need money. So he said, this is all that is in my safe. So he gave me that money, and it is with that amount that the most expensive part used to be the galvanized sheets that you put on the mosque. So he said, here is all the money that I have in my safe. And he gave me that. And one of our principals, beloved principals, Bashir Akhtar Sahib, he was in Bo, he was a principal. So he gave the rest of the galvanized sheets. And this is how we built the mosque. So by the grace of Allah Ta'ala, this is all the blessing of Allah Ta'ala, the blessing of Khulafa, that whenever we were in dire need, Allah Ta'ala came to our rescue, and by the grace of Allah Ta'ala, we were able to build mosques. We built several mosques. And Maulana Naseem Safi Sahib used to call me the mosque builder, because there were at least 9 or 10 mosques in which I participated in helping financially to build those mosques. Sometimes, once I remember that we were to build a mosque, and we heard that the price of galvanized sheets is about to increase. So I bought the 10 bundles, and it had, and I told them that I gave them a check, a school check. I was the principal of the school, and I gave the school check for those galvanized sheets. But now the problem was that the money had to be, refunded. That was my school. So Mr. I.K. Muhammad and I went about for collection of chanda. To our utter surprise, when we came back to Kanema, and there was a place near a Hindu store, and we went into the shade and started counting the money. We found out that the money was exactly the money that I had given the check. Only there was a difference of 50 cents over. So all that money that we had spent from the school, the check, the money was collected as chanda, and this 50 cents was above. So I told Mr. I.K. Muhammad that it's very hot, so you go and get 2 bottles of 7-Up. So he went and brought 2 cold bottles of 7-Up, and we drank those. So this is how some of our works were done by the grace of Allah Ta'ala, miraculously, totally miraculously. Once we were building a mosque in Bo, and the weight of there was native poles that was supporting the concrete that was put. So the concrete was too heavy, and the native poles that were supporting the concrete started cracking, and they started bending, and there was a noise. And I went and stood under, and I said, "Oh Allah, I am standing under. If this mosque breaks, it will also shred my bones." And I did not leave that place until the carpenter also was there, and he was trying to put more poles under to sustain. Once it sustains for half an hour, then it does not break. So by the grace of Allah, this is how we did in our humble way.
अगला सवाल यह है कि कोई ऐसी नसीहत जो किसी खलीफा ने आपको की हो जो सारी जिंदगी आपके काम आई हो. Any advice that a khalifa gave you that was very important in your life?
Khalifatul. Khalifatul Masih.
ये सवाल ये कि कोई ऐसी नसीहत बताएं जो किसी नहीं कोई ऐसी नसीहत एडवाइस एनी एडवाइस दैट अ खलीफा गिव यू कोई ऐसी नसीहत कोई ऐसी बात जो किसी भी खुलफा में से किसी ने आपको बताई हो जो जिसने आप सारी जिंदगी आपके साथ जो है आपके काम आई है. और नीचे वो सवाल है कि खलीफा खामिस के साथ कोई वाकया अगर बयान कर सकते हैं.
हजरत हजूर के साथ में बड़ा अरसा हजरत खलीफतुल मसीह सानी को मैंने देखा हुआ है, और बहुत दफ़ा उनके साथ बैठा हूँ, मुसाफा भी किया है. और हजरत खलीफतुल मसीह सालस के साथ तो बहुत ही मोहब्बत से, बहुत ही शफकत किया करते थे। एक दफ़ा मैं हाई जंप किया करता था कॉलेज में, हाई जंप, और मैंने जाना था इंटर यूनिवर्सिटी के लिए। मैं पंजाब यूनिवर्सिटी का सिलेक्टेड था हाई जंप में, तो मैंने जाना था, मगर जाने से पहले प्रैक्टिस करते करते मुझे मोच आ गई। आई हैड ए स्प्रेन ऑन माय right foot. That was the foot I used to start the jump. But I could not, there was a swelling. And when I was going, I sent a letter to Hazur. And I wrote in that letter, Hazur, pray that I may enlighten the name of my college throughout the country. And I had my foot was swollen. So when we went to Peshawar for the inter-university meet, after a few jumps, it was not possible for me. So the reporter came and asked for an interview. The captain of our team could not speak for the interview, and so one of my brothers, one of my relatives who was also there, he told the people that if you want to get an interview, then you talk to Mubarak. So this is how they spoke to me, and my voice was carried all over the world. In fact, my present wife, she heard the interview in Jhang, and I was now in this Peshawar. So by the grace of Allah Ta'ala, this is how we have seen so many miraculous things. Allah Ta'ala Fadl Farmaye. It's very important that our youngsters should have trust in Allah Ta'ala. Put your trust and never let it rest. That we used to read. Put your trust, never let it rest till the good is better and the better best. That is, used to be on the exercise books. And sometimes there are many other things used to be on the exercise books written by other scholars by the grace of Allah Ta'ala. Now it's the duty of our youngsters. The baton has been handed over to you. We tried. हमसे जैसे भी बने काम किए जाते हैं, आपके वक्त में ये सिलसिला बदनाम न हो. We tried. We did not succeed as we wanted to succeed. But now the baton has been is now in your hands. So you should now, the handing over and the taking over has taken place. Now it's your time. And then you hand over the baton to the next generation and to the next generation. So this is the humble message that I can give. May Allah Ta'ala bless us all.
मौजूदा हजूर के साथ कोई वाक़ियात अगर हैं आपके, मौजूदा हजूर के साथ कोई वाक़ियात अगर अपने बता सकते हैं.
मौजूदा हजूर हैं, मुझे याद है कि अब उस वक्त तो मुझे नहीं अंदाजा था कि हजूर खिलाफत से पहले, तो मैं गया तो वहाँ हजूर के साथ बैठा रहा, तो मैंने करीबन आधा घंटा हजूर के साथ बैठा. मुझे क्या इल्म था कि हजूर ने इस कदर शफकत के साथ اور میرے بڑے سوالوں کا جواب دیے. تو یہ حضور کے بڑی بڑی شفقت ہے, اور حضور کو میں نے بہت قریب سے دیکھا ہے. یہ لفٹ چیئر جو ہے, جب میں سیرالیون سے واپس آیا تو حضور نے میری بیگم کو دیکھا. حضور نے کہا کہ آپ سیڑھیوں کے اوپر لفٹ چیئر لگائیں. تو میں نے کہا میں حضور مینج کر لیتا ہوں. حضور نے کہا نہیں چیئر لگوائیں. پھر میں نے چیئر لگوائی, اور ایک دفعہ جب حضور تشریف لائے تو میں نے کہا کہ حضور نے پوچھا مجھ سے کہ چیئر لگ گئی ہے. میں نے کہا حضور چیئر لگ گئی ہے. افسوس کہ حضور اندر آنا چاہتے تھے دیکھنے کے لیے, مگر وہ اتنی وہاں پر جوتیاں پڑی ہوئی تھیں اور سامان لوگوں کا پڑا ہوا تھا کہ وہ مجھے شرم تھی آ گئی, اس لیے حضور اندر نہیں تشریف لائے. مگر حضور نے بڑی شفقت کے ساتھ یہ پوچھا کہ چیئر لگ گئی ہے. تو یہ حضور کی شفقت ہے اور یہ محبت کا ہے. ہم غریب آدمی, کچھ بھی نہیں ہمارے پاس, تو وہ خالی ہاتھ ہے ہر پیشکش سے. وہ خالی ہاتھ ہے ہر پیشکش سے, نہیں لایا وہ ساتھ اب اپنے ہدایا. وہ تو کوئی تحفہ لے کر نہیں آیا, یہ تو خدا تعالیٰ کا محض اللہ تعالیٰ کا فضل ہے, ورنہ ہمارے پاس کیا ہے. تو غریب آدمی, ہمیں تو کچھ بھی نہیں پتا تھا. یہ محض اللہ تعالیٰ کا فضل ہے کہ اللہ تعالیٰ نے یہ فضل اور احسان کیا کہ ہمیں یہ اللہ تعالیٰ نے.
کبھی کوئی ایسا موقع آیا ہے جس میں آپ کو اپنی جان جو ہے اس کا خطرہ آیا جماعت کی وجہ سے, یا آپ کو لگا کہ آپ کو جان کی قربانی دینی پڑے گی جماعت کی وجہ سے؟ So the question is, have you ever felt that you would have to lay your life for the sake of Ahmadiyyat?
I have had many incidents. Sometime I remember one incident in Casablanca. My mother was there, and my father was very sick. And in Casablanca, the ship stopped, and I asked my father that I want to go down and see. And his Abbaji said, okay, but be very careful, come back quickly. So I went down, and I went here and there, and the ship was now ready to go back. So, when a tug pulls the ship, so the tug, pulled the ship, and now the ship was about 3 feet from, it had already left the dock, and the tug had shifted, and I was down there, and I started crying, shouting. So they sent a chair, a rope chair down, and this chair was dangling. And I went back, and I made a big jump, and I caught the chair, the chair, and it started dangling here and there. And the sailors, one or two of them, started clapping, and this is how I went up, and I was saved by that. And I did not tell my father this incident, otherwise he would be very angry. So by the grace of Allah Ta'ala, I have had
Rabsa, we have well over close to 100 questions that have come in right now. And the time, it was very limited. And this was one of the many programs that we're going to be continuing. And inshallah ta'ala, on a weekly basis, we'll be holding a program of this nature. So whenever you feel comfortable, we will end the questions over there. But we have close to 100 questions that have come in.
Jazakallah asal jaza. Many incidents. One incident I would like to record, that when I was coming to Sierra Leone, Hazur sent me a message that when you are going back, stop at London. लंदन से होकर जाना, ये हजूर का मैसेज था. चुनाचे मैं लंदन से होकर गया, तो हजूर जा रहे थे, तो हजूर ने मुझे देख लिया, इंतजार कर रहा हूँ, तो हजूर ने ऐसे हाथ ऊंचा करके मैं वो गुमान में भी नहीं था कि ऐसा होगा. तो मैंने किसी और पीछे देखा कि किसी और को हुजूर सलाम कर रहे होंगे, मगर आका मुझे सलाम का तोहफा दे रहे थे. ये अल्लाह ताला का फजल और एहसान है कि खुलफा के साथ. और हम जब लंदन गए तो हुजूर ने बड़ी शफकत से और बड़ी अच्छी जगह पर हमें जगह दी, और हुजूर ने बल्कि फरमाया कि फलानी जगह पर इनको जगह दो. ये अल्लाह ताला का फजल और एहसान है. ये अल्लाह ताला का, वरना हमारे पास तो जैसे मैंने कहा है ना कि ये सरासर फजल और एहसान है, वरना दरगाह में तेरी कुछ कम न थे खिदमत गुजार. हज़रत मुस्लिम अलैहिस्सलाम ने कहा कि अल्लाह ताला ने इस तरफ फजल और एहसान किया है. जज़ाकल्लाह असल जज़ा. अस्सलाम वालेकुम व रहमतुल्लाहि व बरकातुहू.
Jazakumullahu ta'ala asnal jaza. Ravi Sahab, we are so grateful to you that you have taken the time out to address our youngsters from Canada. By the grace of Allah ta'ala, there was well over 1,400 families who have watched this program tonight, and close to 100 questions have come in. But due to the limited time, we are not able to answer all those questions. Inshallah, we have noted down the questions, and they will be forwarded to one of the missionaries, and inshallah, they will try to respond to them as they have come in. This program is being held weekly, and for all the members who have dialed in, inshallah, next week programs announcement will be made within a day or 2 days. On a weekly basis, different topic is going to be covered by a different speaker, and some of the speakers will be from Canada, and some of the speakers will be from across the world, such as UK, USA as well. And I would like to encourage all the members of Hudam and Atfal to make sure they look forward to these programs, and they come prepared with the questions that they can ask the speakers, as they know the topic in advance as well. And I would like to thank all the team organizers who have put down this program in a very short period of time. And I request at the end, before we conclude this program, I request Rabbi Sahib to kindly lead us all in silent prayer, that may Allah Ta'ala enable all of us to serve Jamaat to the best of our abilities. So Rabbi Sahib, kindly lead us in a silent prayer so we can conclude this program.
If let me add one incident.
Ji.
There was a person in Freetown. He once said that Nauzubillah, Mirza Ghulam Ahmad Qadiani is a liar. If he is truthful, let me become mad. So in reality it happened that he became mad, and he used to howl and talk like a madman or like an animal. This is, this is what he used to. He asked that if he is the right person, then let me become mad. And he actually became mad. So my dear brothers and my dear sisters and listeners, as I said earlier, the baton is in your hands. please join me in prayers that our Anjam, Allah Ta'ala should be Bakhair, Anjam Bakhair. May Allah Ta'ala bless you. And thank you, Zubair Sahib, for all this trouble and that you have taken. May Allah Ta'ala bless you all. Jazakallah. میرے ساتھ دعا میں شامل ہو جائیں. اللہم آمین. خدا حافظ.
Assalamu alaikum.